Geez, I'm glad to see you, Kevin. Do you want to come in and sit down?
No, thanks, Doreen. Look, I've just got something to say.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. It's just that I think we're getting a bit too serious.
How do you mean?
Oh, we're getting too serious, that's all, you know. It's all happening too fast. Well, I don't think I'm ready to settle down.
It's all because of what happened at lunchtime, isn't it?
No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's just that, like I said, you know, it's happening too quickly. I think that maybe we shouldn't see each other for a while.
Sure, Kevin.
Look, maybe in a month or so.
I think you've said it, Kevin. Let's leave it at that.
It seems clear to me that you were selling the drugs, and you convened this gathering. Your attitude to these court proceedings, therefore, is cynical to the extreme. However, in view of your youth, I see some possibility of reform. The maximum sentence for your offense is 10 years imprisonment. I feel in this case that is too severe. I therefore sentence you to 2 years imprisonment.
There's a limit to how much sympathy we give her. A woman like Latham would only take advantage.
I just want one of the officers, someone she knows, to escort her back to Wentworth, that's all. I'm not being particularly sympathetic. Postnatal depression's a very real thing.
Which means she could be difficult to control.
Possibly she won't like having to leave the baby.
If it's sick, it should be in hospital. Surely she can see that.
It doesn't make it any easier on the mother.
Well, I'll see that she gets here all right.
I think it might be better if Meg picked her up.
I'm quite capable of handling the situation, Mrs. Davidson.
I'm sure you are. I was just thinking that Meg being a mother...
I can understand the problems just as well.
I will not stand on that bloody arm. You do as you're told. Try it. You can't do anything more to me now.
You're only making it harder on yourself, Gilmore.
Get your hand on me, you bitch!
Oh, let her get it out of her system.
You bet I will. There's always got to be a scapegoat, hasn't there? Well, it's not fair. All the others got off. Why single me out? Tony Reckage was in it up to his neck, but he gets off because his father's a social worker in this bloody hole.
If you want to act like a child, you'll be treated like one. And you will learn to do as you're told.
Make me. Screw!
You will do as you are told, or you will spend the first few nights in solitary, and believe me, that is not very pleasant. If I ever hear you speak to an officer in that tone again, I guarantee you will not be treated as a child. Is that clear? Now you will move to that line without another word.
Sharon Ann Gilmore, you've been sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, having been found guilty of trafficking in drugs. Is that correct?
Yes. If there is any more trouble, I expect to be advised, Mrs. Jackson. Good night.
Good night, Mrs. Davidson.
Good night.
Good night.
Now you will go and change, and then I'll take your fingerprints.
You got them when I was on remand. They won't have changed overnight.
It's procedure.
Oh, we must stick by the book, mustn't we?
Behind the screen, Gilmore. Lift your arms.
Does this turn you on, Miss Bennett? I've always wondered why a woman would do a job like this. Must be the fringe benefits.
Get undressed. You're getting into that uniform if I have to do it for you.
You wouldn't dare. You know you're pretty good, Miss Bennett. You must have had loads of experience.
What?
I was just thinking, 2 years in a cell on my own is a long time. But if you've got the key, perhaps we could get together.
Don't be disgusting.
Is everything all right, Miss Bennett?
Miss Bennett's been working around women too long. She's starting to turn.
We know all about you, Gilmore. It won't work. Now, if you don't get that uniform on, I'll put you on report.
Oh?
I just don't understand, Lizzie. We were getting on all right, and he knew all about me. And suddenly he said we're getting too serious.
He's not worth 2 bob. Leads you on and then dumps you.
Kevin's not like that.
Yeah? Well, he's not worth tearing your guts out over.
What did I do wrong, Lizzie?
Nothing. You're just too good for him, that's all.
She won't be long.
Was she any trouble?
No. Well, she's a little moody and depressed, and you'll probably find any small thing will upset her, but, well, that's a normal reaction, so you'll just have to bear with her.
Latham is not one of your normal patients, nurse.
Sister.
She's a murderess, and she has a record for violence, and there's a great deal of difference between a hospital and a prison.
It's going to be tougher on her because she has to leave the child here, that's all I'm saying.
She should think herself lucky. Prison's no place for a baby.
Ready? Right, let's visit Elizabeth, shall we? I'm sorry you won't be able to pick her up, but once she's out of the humidity crib, you'll be able to visit her as much as you like. She's so tiny. How do you pick up a little thing like that?
I don't know. I haven't had a nurse at her yet.
Can you spare a moment, or do I need to make an appointment?
About Carolyn Simpson, right?
Well, I thought I'd keep you up to date, that is, if you're interested.
Well, I'm sorry I haven't been able to do anything about it. I'll get onto it today. Now, let me see if I've got it straight. The women at the halfway house can confirm that Mrs. Williams and her daughter went there on the night of the murder. Mr. Williams had been violent and they were frightened. And Mrs. Williams had a black eye to support this. Well, I have left something out.
No, you haven't. Only I've already been to see Doreen and Lizzie, and they've agreed to testify.
You've done what?
Well, I didn't know when you'd get around to it, so I thought I'd take the initiative.
It seems everybody around here wants to be a social worker. I told you I'd get onto it as soon as I could.
You've been so wrapped up in your pet projects, you haven't had time to even think about the plight of 2 women who might be found guilty of murder.
It is against regulations for officers to make contact with ex-prisoners. I thought you would have known that.
I can look after myself.
I'm not concerned about you. I'm concerned about Lizzie Birdsworth and Doreen Anderson. The rules are made to protect them. They're trying to put all of this behind them. Instead, they find themselves being harassed by screws. Were they intimidated?
They agreed to testify of their own accord.
Well, it's not much of a case, is it? Mrs. Williams could have got the black eye anywhere.
Well, she did mention that Carolyn's husband knew about the bashings.
And they're separated, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, well, that sounds better. If he agrees to testify on their behalf, and it's not out of love for his wife, it could have more weight. Well, do you want to leave it with me, or would you like to contact him yourself?
Fair enough, point taken.
I'm just surprised that an officer should take up an inmate's case with such enthusiasm.
Well, we don't get that many innocent women in this place, that's all.
They're all innocent until proven guilty.
I'm going to tell him to forget about Michael giving evidence.
Oh, but darling, he's the only one who knew about your father, and I'm sure
I know you 2 ladies aren't used to this sort of life, but when the bell goes, you're meant to move out.
But I haven't finished my tea.
Oh, how awful for you. You're not staying in a hotel. Now move.
We were waiting for the others to finish. We don't have to get to work.
Whether you're on remand or in here for 50 years, you'll do as you're told. And I'm sure I can arrange something for you to do. Nothing too far below your station. There's always the showers and toilets to scrub down.
Come on, Mum.
Well, don't forget your plates. You're not waited on in here.
ill-bred woman.
Oh, don't get on the wrong side of her. She can make your life miserable.
Suppose you reckon some of us are pretty ill-bred too, eh? Oh, no. Thought you were going to stay put in your cell. Didn't think you'd want to mix with us.
Hey,
Says who?
says me.
Oh, don't start anything, Bernadette.
Are you causing trouble again, Gilmore?
Oh, no. No, she was just...
When you've finished in here, take that bin outside and make sure it's properly scrubbed before you bring it back.
You sure there's nothing else you'd like me to do for you, Miss Bennett?
You belong with that rubbish, Gilmore.
Simpson, I'd like a word with you, please, outside.
Well, don't just stand there. Get moving.
You didn't have to stick your neck out for them.
Some people need looking after.
The best thing to work on is getting your husband to testify. Paul Reed will be seeing him tomorrow, so
I
you
don't
should...
want him to. Mum shouldn't have told you about him. I don't want him involved.
Now, look, Mrs. Simpson, there's...
Jeez, girls, we are lucky. We might only have 2 men out here, but what with Randy Reed and Fletch the Lech, who needs more?
Maybe a stretch in solitary will fix that tongue of yours.
Well, what are you waiting around for?
I'd like to stay with my daughter.
I know you're only trying to help, but... Well, the last time I saw Michael, it wasn't exactly pleasant.
Now, you listen to me. The testimony of those women at the halfway house mightn't be enough. But if someone who was close to the family could say he actually saw your father being violent and that you're under great... I'm sorry, but sometime or other you're going to have to face the facts.
All right, Mr. Fletcher.
Good. Well, I'll let you know what's happening.
Oh, how are you feeling, love? I heard you had a little girl.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Oh, that's nice. When they're going to let you have her?
Who's that for?
B. Smith.
Well, you can give it to Chrissy. Make Smith another one.
Yes, Mrs. Jackson.
Where is she?
The isolation block.
They should have put her in solitary and let her rot.
Oh, well, it's just as bad. And she can be in there as long as the governor wants. Look, she didn't mean you to get hurt, and she certainly wouldn't have wanted anything to happen to the baby.
Yeah, well, because of her, I almost lost it, and it wouldn't have ended up so sick.
Well, you can't be certain of that.
If B. Smith hadn't sent her heavies to bash me up, Chrissy would have been okay. You know it.
Is that what they did to your hair?
Yeah.
You were lucky you weren't scalped. That's what she did to me once.
Gilmore, if you're supposed to be emptying that bin, do it.
Catch up with you later.
Come on, Chrissy, don't take all day.
I'm going to get her for what she's done to me. You can tell her that. And you can tell her nothing's going to stop me.
God, I could have made a gallon of booze time it takes you to get something.
You try lugging this stuff about.
Was that all you got? I gave you $30.
The cheapest I could get.
Could have painted a whole house with that lot 20 years ago.
You really reckon this is going to work?
Of course it will. All she needs is something to take her mind off things. You know, I reckon it was that old Fletch who turned Dawes fella sour on her.
Thought you said he knew she'd been inside.
He did. But his mates didn't, and they were in the pub when he found us.
Don't know why you two'd want to help a screw.
It's not him, it's them 2 women been put inside for something they should have done years ago. Here, you start spreading. I know what it's like being locked inside all that time knowing I was innocent. 20 years. Nobody believed me.
But you reckon you'd done it yourself.
Oh, you start believing anything when you've been in there all that time. Oh, good day, Daw. Did we wake you up? I told you to keep down that racket.
What are you doing?
Oh, brightening the place up a bit, splashing a bit of paint around, getting rid of that damp spot.
Did you ask Rhonda?
We don't have to get permission from outside. It's our place, too. Now, you go back to bed, love, and get a bit of rest, and we'll try and keep the noise down. Oh, bloody mongrel, give us a hand with this door, will you? I'm still a bit shaky after lugging all this lot home. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm no spring chicken.
You should have asked Tracy to do it for you.
Oh, I just have to remember that I can't do everything myself anymore. Ugh, purple? It's lavender. I always wanted a room of my own in that colour.
Oh, it'll look real good, Lizzie.
It will when it's finished.
But you can't paint all this yourself.
I've got Tracy, and I'm not 6 feet under yet, you know.
Will you see to that, please, Meg?
Right.
Now, what was it you wanted to see me about?
Jim Fletcher. I'm worried he's getting too involved with one of the inmates.
Oh, really? I don't think there's any reason
I'm not the only one who's noticed it. Some of the staff are aware of it, too. He's been seen alone with Carolyn Simpson far too many times for it just to be part of his duties.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing to it, but you'd better keep me advised.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
Come barge into a lady's room when she's half dressed, Fletch?
Why aren't you dressed yet, Smith?
Your zip's busted. I thought Pat might have a look at it. That is, of course, unless you fancy yourself as a sewer.
You got 5 minutes. Come on.
Let's see. There's nothing wrong with it. I just wanted a minute or two without some lousy screw breathing down our necks.
How's it going, Bea?
I'll get out of here soon. I'm going to go mad. What's the news? The others haven't gone back to that project work, have they?
They won't start till you give the word.
Oh, well, the governor will get the message soon then. Nothing gets done till I get out of here.
Chrissy's back.
How is she?
All right, I think. She says she's going to get you, Bea.
Yeah. Well, she can't do anything to me in here, can she? And she hasn't got the guts anyway.
You ready yet, O'Connell?
Oh, there. All fixed.
Thanks, you're a beauty. Give the gang my love. Tell them the weather's fine and I wish they were here.
Hi. Oh, good day. They've put me in with you.
Great. Never liked being on my own much anyway.
I heard you got 2 years.
Yeah, bastards. You've been inside quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, here and there.
Know much about B. Smith?
All I need to know.
Well, how'd someone like her get to be top dog? She seems pretty thick, if you ask me.
Muscle. You ought to know.
Has anyone ever put her down?
Yeah, a couple.
How'd they do it?
Paying the others to get on side. She's got no one outside, see? So it's tougher for her to get stuff in.
Be easy with her in isolation. No competition.
You got anyone on the outside then?
Yeah. But she wouldn't even pay my bail when I was on remand. Wanted to teach me a lesson for getting into strife. Bitch.
What are you doing in here, Gilmore? You're supposed to be in the laundry.
I had to go to the loo. I got permission.
Then what are you doing here?
Sorry, Miss Bennett. It won't happen again. I needed a cigarette.
Well, your sister's here to see you.
I don't want to see her.
Suit yourself. Now get back to the laundry.
Was it your sister that wouldn't put up the bail?
Yeah. I'd just like to teach her a lesson for a change.
Maybe she'd like to make up for it.
Miss Bennett!
There's to be no physical contact.
I never thought you'd get sent to jail. What am I going to do?
I'm the one who's locked up.
I know, but 2 years.
I know what you're worried about. You'll probably meet someone else.
Don't say that, love. You know that's not true. You're all I care about.
You can always visit me, I suppose.
Any more touching and I'll have to ask you to leave.
Are they all like her?
There's nothing on the crimson here. Jude, I don't know what I'm going to do without you. They're all so rough. Who's going to look after me now?
Well, I mean, can't they help you?
Oh, if I go running to the screws, I'm a goner for sure.
Sharon,
Is someone threatening you?
The only way I'm going to be left alone, Jude, is if I've got something to pay them off.
Well, I can get some money, I think. I don't know. How much do you need?
You don't need money in here. It's got to be something stronger, Jude.
Come on, girl. That's why you're in here in the first place.
If you don't help me, Jude, I'm done for.
Okay. How much do you need?
Thanks, Jude.
You ever had a boyfriend, Tracy?
Yeah. Only wanted one thing, though.
No, Kevin's not like that. He never pushed me into anything. You don't reckon that's why he stopped seeing me, do you? He could have got sick of waiting.
Yeah, could have, I suppose.
Oh, no. No, he would have let on. He probably thinks I was just out to get my hooks into him. If he didn't want to get serious, I wouldn't have cared. It's just good being with him, that's all.
Won't be long.
I thought you were having a sleep.
What, with you two yucking your heads off?
Well, where are you going?
To get some more paint. With the way you're going through it, I ought to buy the shop.
I come to see my sister, Sharon Gilmore.
Visiting hours are over.
Yeah, I know. I rang. They said it was okay. She's sick. Thanks.
What have you got there?
Oh, I don't like leaving it in the car.
Check in with reception.
Thanks.
Yes, well, some of the women have been talking, but Jim's been around long enough to notice, hasn't he?
I certainly hope so. It's the quickest way for him to lose his job. Can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to see Sharon Gilmore.
Well, visiting hours finished some time ago. Didn't the guard tell you?
Yeah, but I'm her sister.
I'm sorry. Whether it's family or friend, it makes no difference. Mrs. Jackson?
As Mrs. Davidson said, sisters don't have any more rights. So there's no need to go on pretending, is there? Come along. I said, come along.
Hey, Kev! Over here!
Hey, Lizzie, what are you doing here?
I want a word with you. Go on, get away, you lot. I got a bone to pick with you about Dora.
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk about it, thanks.
You don't want to talk about it? Well, I'll tell them how you kicked your old granny out in the street to rot.
Yeah, well, that was a rotten trick you pulled, Lizzie.
Why? Afraid of what your workmates might think?
No, it's not that. It's just that... Well, yeah, all right, I felt stupid. Here, come on, sit down.
Oh! Get this off of me!
It's all right, it's just a beanbag. It's meant to do that. Just
Yeah?
hang on.
Oh!
There.
Funny things, aren't they? Bean bags. Looks as though you need a woman's hand around here.
Yeah, well, it's usually made. I just slept late this morning, that's all.
Laid one on, did you?
Yeah, I had a few.
Yeah. Usually when a young man lays one on, it means he's feeling guilty about something.
Well, I'm not feeling guilty about anything.
Well, it must have been something else. Made a mistake, eh?
Look, what's happened between me and Doreen, you know, it's none of your business.
Yeah, what would you know?
Well, I know Doreen. I never promised her anything.
If you knew her that well, you'd know that she's breaking her heart. She's blaming herself because you dumped her.
Look, I told her I didn't want to get serious.
That's what falling for each other's all about.
Look, I can't afford to get tied down, and that's fine.
Well, there was a time when a man was in love with a young girl. He didn't care if she had tuppence in the bank.
Money's got nothing to do with it.
Well, we don't need your help anyway. Well, I'm getting me compensation, and Dor's getting her mother's house, so we can do without you. And bloody thing. No, I don't need your help, and neither does Dor. Good riddance.
Lizzie! Lizzie!
Chrissy? You want to talk about it? I've got something that'll buck you up. If Jude did like I said, the stuff should be in the garden by now.
How'd she get back in? You only allowed one visit.
I know that, but Jude would do anything for me. She would have managed. It's risky leaving it there too long. I've got to get it tonight. But I need your help, Chrissy. They won't let me out, but you're just back from hospital. I figured out a way we can get at B and get the others on side too.
Where's your friend hidden it then?
Just before you get to reception, there's a white bench opposite that, under the bushes.
It's too near tea. They won't let me out now.
Want a bet? Hey, Caroline?
Yes?
In here for a sec. That's the bait. All we need now is the fish. Oh, Chrissy's not feeling very well. She needs a bit of fresh air. Could you get Mr. Fletcher?
Well, of course, but can't you?
Oh, he's got it in for us. But he'd listen to you.
Just got to sit down for a bit. I'll be okay.
Did you speak to Paul Reed?
Yes. I didn't think Michael would want to see me. Unless he just wants to gloat.
Well, the main thing is he's agreed to testify.
Probably to make me feel indebted to him. He wouldn't be doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
But if your husband knew what was going on all the time, why didn't he try and do something about it?
Him? He was just as scared as Mum was. I tried to get her to leave him. I don't know whether it was pride or maybe she still loved him. Dad changed so much after his accident. He used to be so... strong, I suppose. Oh, feeling better?
Yeah, I've had all the fresh air I need. Thanks, Mr. Fletcher.
All right, come on.
Yeah, it's really broken her up. Still, she's lucky she didn't lose it, no thanks to Ben.
But how could she do that to another woman?
You get all types in here.
And at least they put her now where she can't hurt anyone else.
But for how long?
Stop trying to make out she's some raving lunatic.
Isn't she?
What are you trying to do?
Nothing. B might have you bluffed, Pat. But she's not as great as you think she is. You'll find out. It was an accident.
Well, come on, clean it up and get yourself another plate. Mess.
Everywhere. They never gave You know you're to blame. You're nothing but a... You remember that song, Dora? You're nothing but...
You can't stay away from a pub for 2 seconds, can you?
Oh, Dora, I didn't mean...
I've been worrying myself sick. You could have been run over by a car for all I knew. You've been gone for over 4 hours. Well, if you want to drink yourself to death, go ahead. You only ever think about yourself anyway.
Oh, Dora, I was only trying to help.
Oh.
B? B?
Oh. Oh, wow.
And you want to know why she don't want us working on these? Because she wants to prove to the screws that we won't do nothing unless she says so, see?
She shouldn't be allowed anywhere near decent people.
Right. So the way to keep her in isolation is to prove to the Gov that we don't need Smith, that we won't do as she says.
Well, they have to let her out sometime.
Yeah, but without us backing her up, she's done for.
Well, anyway, isolation's already started to get to her. She's started to break. Another week in there and she'll be a wreck.
B's doing okay. She won't let it get her down.
Shows how much you know. B's always been dead set against drugs, right?
Right.
Well, she asked me. No, she begged me, in fact, to give her something to make her sleep.
Oh, that's a lie. B's never taken anything in her life.
Well, you saw her last, Pat. Was she still her ugly self?
Well, she was just sleeping, that's all.
Oh, 'cause she's been working so hard, I suppose.
Well, where'd you get drugs from?
And there's plenty more where these came from.
You better believe it, Pat. B's thrown in the towel. She's had it.
Sleep well?
Like a log. Oh, I can't seem to wake up. Must be the holiday I'm having.
You've been having a holiday since you arrived here, Smith.
Like I got enough to put up with an ear view of that and to see your face first thing in the morning.
I thought you'd look forward to it. All this time on your own.
Yeah, well, enough's enough. When am I getting out of here?
When Mrs. Davidson says so. But I wouldn't count on it being too soon if I were you.
Well, this place will fall apart without me keeping tabs on it, and she knows it.
Really? I'd say it's running very smoothly without you. You might like to know that the women have come to their senses. They're all working on the project again. And it seems they don't care when you get out. Come on, O'Connell. You know, I'm a little disappointed in you, Smith. I thought it'd take longer to break your influence. But then maybe it wasn't as strong as you thought.
God, shut up in there, will ya? There's nobody here. Get lost. Lizzie.
G'day, Doreen.
Hi.
Can I come in? Morning, Lizzie.
Could have been.
Oh, gee, I like that colour. Did you use any undercoat?
You come here to find fault.
No, Look, I've got to get to work, but... Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking, Doreen, and... Well,
Well, what?
Oh, shut up, Lizzie.
Look, would you come out with me tonight?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Great. Okay, I'll pick you up about 7 then. I've got to talk to you, okay? Okay. See you, Lizzie.
Yeah.
Bye, Kevin.
See ya.
Oh, see, Lizzie, he wants to go out with me. He hasn't dumped me at all.
Oh, damn. Darling, everything will be all right. Stop worrying.
I know what he's going to say.
Well, Michael has tried to do what's right, and he's never treated you badly.
Oh, he's weak.
How's it going?
Oh, they're working, aren't they?
What's up? Oh, everyone wants their little payoff, huh?
No, I just want to see Bee's face, that's all.
We'll figure out a way. I owe you one, Linda. You look tired, Pat. Not sleeping.
I'll get by.
I could make it easier.
No thanks.
Go on. It's only one. Bee didn't knock it back. Anyway, everyone needs something now and then.
Have you got something to settle me down?
Sure, but just the thing. Won't even know you've got nerves. We've got ourselves quite a band of followers.
Smith's only as powerful as her lackeys. Keep her away from them and... Yes?
I'd like to see Mrs. Simpson, please. I am expected.
Write your name and address and sign in over there.
I'll get him, Miss Bennett. If you can take Mr. Simpson to the interview room.
Starting to get to you, is it?
Well, well, well. I didn't think you'd have the guts. But then you're still hiding behind something, aren't you, Chrissy?
All that time in hospital. Oh, I've been waiting to see you like this.
You'd have been better off thinking about your kid.
Oh, I did. I thought about it all right. And how I could have died because of you.
You got in the way, Chrissy.
A lot of women have gone to solitary because of you. All your heavies, you get to do your dirty work, whilst you stand back and let them take the rap for it.
You had better get out of here before I forget you're nothing but a sewer rat and put you out of your misery.
How? You're nothing but a big bag of wind. No one's going to help you. You want to know why? Because Sharon and me got it all sewn up, see? And if you ever do get out of here, we're going to be waiting for you. We'll probably start by giving you a short back and sides. Or maybe the silent treatment till you really crack. Oh, but it's the nights that are going to get to you the worst. Lying there all alone, too scared to open your eyes, wondering where you're going to cop it from.
Look, all I'm saying is that once this mess is over, well, I'm more than willing to give us another go.
Please, Michael, at the moment I just want to get out of here.
You've always been eager to plan ahead before.
Look, Mum and I will manage by ourselves.
How? Your father owed a fortune. How are you going to look after yourselves?
We'll manage.
Look, I may not have been the world's best provider, but it's better than nothing.
Money's got nothing to do with how I feel.
You only married me to get away from your father, and the fact that I was an up-and-coming businessman was your way out, wasn't it?
It wasn't the money. Yes, I did think you were up and coming, and yes, I couldn't stand to see Dad wallowing in self-pity and taking it out on Mum, but that's the trouble. You're no different. At the first setback or problem, you go to pieces. Well, I was sick of trying to build him up, and I was certainly sick of trying to give you some backbone, always supporting you.
Support? You never supported me in your life. How can a man keep his pride with you, harping at him all the time, always making him feel inferior? I missed out on promotion because I had no support from my wife. And if you must know, you probably added to your father's problems, not helped him.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
That's enough, Mr. Simpson.
I was never good enough for you, was I?
I said that's enough.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm speaking to my wife.
Get out of here before I throw you out.
You haven't heard the last of this.
Mrs. Simpson?
That other prison you were in, is that where you got pregnant?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you manage that? Was it one of the screws?
Might have been.
You mean you don't know?
Of course I know who it was. He was a bastard, though. He was just out to use me. So I used him. I just don't like to think of him as Elizabeth's dad, that's all.
You had many blokes on the outside?
Oh, yeah, I've slept around. Most of them had to pay for it, though. That's what got me put inside in the first place.
Yeah, they always take it out on the women, never the men.
Yeah. How long were you with your friend for?
Judy? Oh, we lived together for a couple of years. She used to take care of me. Here.
What is it?
Just an upper. I figured we could do with a celebration.
Oh, yeah. We have had a hell of a day, haven't we? How come you prefer women?
Dunno. It just happened that way. I never really knew any blokes apart from Dad. And he used to beat me up ever since I can remember.
God.
What's so funny?
Oh, nothing, really. I was just thinking. My old man used to force himself on me when I was a kid. We both get raw deals from our dad. You end up going one way and I end up going the other.
Yeah. But you must hate men just as much as me. Or else why would you be using them all the time?
Bit twitchy, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I got a lot on my mind.
Like what?
Oh, look, what is this, Lizzie? The 3rd degree or something?
No. Only I don't want Dor hurt again. Not by you or any other Don Juan.
Yeah, well, I've been giving what you said a lot of thought, that's all. You know, about what my mates think and that. Well, I figure that if they are me mates, they should be pleased I found someone like Doreen.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, jeez. Oh, you look real terrific.
Yeah, Dor, terrific. I hope he's going to take you somewhere nice and show you off.
Lizzie.
No, well, it's kind of special.
Oh, hope it's not too expensive, Kevin.
I think I can afford it. You right to go?
Yeah. Bye, Lizzie.
Bye, love.
Bye, Lizzie.
You know, we're going to have to stick together now that Bea knows we're taking over.
Yeah. I reckon we make a pretty good team. And by the time Bea finds out about the pills, we'll have them all under our thumb.
And Pat's not likely to knob us in now either.
No. Oh. Do you know, another second and I would have been a goner.
Let's have a look. Jude reckoned I was pretty good at massages. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's good. I reckon she's going to miss you.
Yeah. 2 years is a long time.
Oh, if Lizzie could see us now.
I told her I could afford it.
She said that you'd be too ashamed to even be seen out with me.
Oh, no, I just wanted to keep you to myself, that's all. Besides, my cooking's not that bad.
Oh, no, it's real good, Kevin. I even burn the toast.
Well, I guess I'll just have to teach you then, won't I? You know, last couple of days, well, I haven't been sleeping too well. And it's mainly because I keep thinking about you. Know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
Well, if I keep thinking about you, and you keep thinking about me, then, well, I guess we got something pretty good going for us, haven't we? I'd like you to stay the night, Doreen. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. I just want to be with you, that's all. You know, I'm not trying to proposition you. I was trying to... Well, I was trying to propose.
You mean you'd want to marry somebody dumb like me?
Oh, yeah, you bet I would.